Hi, my dear students. Today I'm here with a fantastic fiction for all of you, that is Nicobobinus. Chapter 1, Nicobobinus, written by Terry Jones. Terence Graham Parry Jones was a Welsh actor, writer, comedian, screenwriter, film director, and historian. He was a member of the Monty Python comedy team. Unfortunately, we have lost this talented person this year in the month of January. The theme of this chapter is adventure and imagination. Comprehension, we have story and question answers, listening, speaking, and creative writing. Listen to narrative and descriptive writing. In language, we need to learn kinds of sentences, idiomatic expressions, and phrasal verbs. Let me read the interesting story for you. The characters here mentioned are Nicobobinus and his best friend Rosie. Also, there is a watchman and an unknown man. And the new words what you have to learn in this page are weeds, daft, and whispered. Weeds means the unwanted plants, and daft is foolish. Whispered spoke softly. Now, let me go to the story. This is the story of the most extraordinary child who ever stuck his tongue out at the Prime Minister. His name was Nicobobinus. He lived a long time ago in a city called Venice, and he could do anything. Of course, not everybody knew he could do anything. In fact, only his best friend Rosie knew, and nobody took any notice of anything. Rosie said, because she was always having wild ideas anyway. One day, for example, Rosie said to Nicobobinus, "Let's pull up every single weed on your doorstep." "Let's not," said Nicobobinus, which is what Rosie thought he would say. "In that case," replied Rosie, "let's discover the land of dragons." "Land of dragons? Don't be daft," said Nicobobinus. "How can we do that?" "Because you can do anything," said Rosie. So the next morning, just as it was getting light, Rosie threw little pebbles up at Nicobobinus' shutters. He was still half asleep. When he looked out, "What's the matter, Rosie?" he asked. "Shh," whispered Rosie. "I have got the buns and the lemonade." "What for?" asked Nicobobinus. "Supplies for the road," whispered Rosie. "Where are we going?" asked Nicobobinus. "We are going to find the land of dragons," whispered Rosie. "Don't you remember?" "Oh, I thought you might have forgotten about that," said Nicobobinus. "No fear," said Rosie. "It's one of the best ideas you have ever had." "What about the weeding?" said Nicobobinus. "Come on," said Rosie. So they set off through the early morning town. When they got to the end of the narrow street where they lived, they met a night watchman who said, "Where are you going?" "At this hour, we are going to look for the land of dragons," said Nicobobinus. "You can't do that at this time of morning," said the watchman. But before he could grab them, Rosie and Nicobobinus were sprinting away as fast as they could. Sprinting away means to run at a top speed. And they didn't stop running until they had crossed 3 bridges and tripped over a dog that was lying asleep under a garden wall. Rosie's bottle of lemonade smashed against the wall, and the dog leapt to its feet, barking as if it had thought dog's doomsday had arrived. For a moment, they were sure it was going to bite them, but then it noticed the 2 buns that had rolled into the gutter, and it wolfed them down, barked, "Bow wow, thank you," and ran off to tell its friends. "We are not going to get far without supplies," said Rosie gloomily. "I wonder if I could pick a few of those," said Nicobobinus, gazing up at an apple tree on the other side of the garden wall. Of course you can, said Rosie. Stand on my shoulders. Look at that big children, how Nicobobinus is sitting on Rosie's shoulders. And what happened? Let's see. He climbed onto the wall, but the tree was further away than he thought, and as he reached out, he lost his balance and fell with a crash down into the most magnificent garden he had ever been in. Magnificent means the beautiful, amazing. Nicobobinus looked back up at the high wall, but there was no way he could climb back. What am I going to do? He yelled. You'll think of something, Rosie yelled back, crossing her fingers very hard. Oi, said a voice behind Nicobobinus. Nicobobinus didn't stop to look who it was. He ran straight into a tree. Got you, said the voice. And Nicobobinus felt 5 thick fingers on his neck. Off, said Nicobobinus. I've been waiting for you, said the voice. And Nicobobinus felt 5 more thick fingers round his wrist. But Nicobobinus, instead of trying to run away, doubled himself up and went backwards as fast as he could. So the man's legs were knocked from under him and he landed in a pile of leaves. Are you all right? Called Rosie. But she didn't hear any reply except for the man who growled, Just you wait, both of you. Oh dear, said Rosie. Sounds like trouble. And she was right. So my dear students, where is Nicobobinus now? He is in the magnificent garden and Rosie is on the other side of the wall. And there is an unknown man behind him. So here ends our chapter 1. See you in the next class with the next part of the story. Bye bye. Thank you so much.